Hello, everyone. I'm going to wait for some more people to pop into the chat. I am actually on time, which y'all know never happens. So I am proud of me for that. Hey, that AK. Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Okay, there it is. So I'm on time first, so y'all know that don't usually happen. So I hope y'all can hear me for one, and that y'all can see me for two. So we can cut it on up since it has been a minute. I think it's been like a month since my last since my last one. Hi. I was gonna pull up. I think I pull up from my phone. Stuff, but it's been a lot of foolishness going on here and there and whatever. And I was going to do a whole gossip chat, but I was like, I'll wait and come on and chit chats. What y'all about? I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I got so much stuff surrounding me. It's crazy. Hey, JJ. But hello to everybody who was popping in. I would give it like 2 or 3 minutes for you to pop in because y'all know usually I'm late. Usually I'm never on time. I had to comb my hair because y'all know I comb my hair all the time. So we here for that. How was I? It was. I had a good Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? It was. Went over my sister's house and took some pictures, ate some food, and then came home because again we're still socially distancing. So that was the most that we could do. With it all. Now y'all know if y'all have a question, please put the word question and then the question so I can kind of see because the comments go really fast on my end. But I love you all. I love you all. But we had a great Thanksgiving. I hope y'all all did too. Friend of mine was like, ask y'all who came to Thanksgiving who should not have came to Thanksgiving. And I told him one of my uncles was the one who came to our family Zoom who asked a question about a family member's baby mama issues who should have came. So I hope everybody else had a good Thanksgiving. Did you see the Lisa Ray trailer? Yep, I saw it. You know, I'll be reviewing it. Are we going to talk about the Giselle was? Well, look, the questions y'all have will be what we will talk about. I'm going to talk about a few things that has been in the blog. But if y'all have questions, y'all know if y'all have questions, just ask the questions and we can go from there. But look, we're not gonna make this a Thanksgiving focus thing. We're not gonna discuss all the foods we had and all that stuff. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Hello, question: are you gonna discuss the one? Oh, I already seen that one. Famous. I don't have a favorite Thanksgiving side dish. I would macaroni and cheese or whatever. We had a Zoom Thanksgiving. Yeah, we had a whole Zoom Thanksgiving as well with our family, and that was just an easier thing to do because again, we all live in different households. We also all live in different states, so that was what it was. It was cute. It was like a little 45-minute conversation or whatever. And it was great. But we have been live for almost 4 minutes. I'm going to get into the topics that I have. And then if y'all have questions, we can do that later on. But I just want to touch on a few things. So I'll go one by one. Tracy Braxton account was hacked on Twitter. I feel like when I seen the post from Tracy's page going in on her sister's, really going in on Tamar more than anything else, I felt like I knew she was hacked. I think even though Tracy is the one sister who goes off, they handle a lot. I also feel like she not going to be the one to be on social media on a whole little tirade. I think that would seem too much. And anyone who's seen it and didn't think, oh, she's probably was hacked. It was like clearly she was hacked. The things she said sound like it would come from her, but the minute I seen the person posting a cash app attachment, a cash app somebody so I'm like clearly she was hacked. So I don't see why it was such a big issue as if she was really on Twitter going in on her. I'm like that's just kind of team too much. I'm eating drinking Some rose I guess they was well, happy belated birthday, Romeo. But yeah, I didn't believe Tracy for 1 minute that she was really not hacked. And people, why do people hack? I think it's dumb to hack people. It does not make any sense. But that's what I thought about that. Hitmaker regress, regrets discussing alleged sexual experience with Notori Norton from Power. It was weird because I never really understand why people go on interviews and then discuss people they used to have sex with back in the day. Even if it was a hookup, I feel like dudes do that and it's pitiful if you ask me, because that lady then got married, had a kid or whatever. She's way outside of that thing. And they wasn't a couple. Like, why even discuss it? And I think that when Lisa Ray and them was on their shows and how how bad it was and how people should not be bringing up other folks' business like that back in the day. I agree with that. It's like people have, and not only that, they sat there and talked about it and laughed about it as if it was an issue. I mean, like, who cares who head maker? We know is Young Bird, who used to mess with Tierra Marie and used to mess with who else was it? Was Sierra Marie and Masika back in the day. I just think it was stupid. I think it was, pointless conversations that we had. But sometimes that's what happened when toxic men have conversations with toxic men. Noriega, who has his podcast, but I feel like he was feeding into the bush of the show and feeding into the conversation of it a little bit too much. Now we know that Lil Berg then said how he ask them not to air it. But I'm like, why have a conversation on air during an interview and then ask them not to air it? How about you just don't talk about it? Don't say it. I think it's just stupid to be like, oh yeah, I said it or whatever, but don't show it. No, then don't talk about it. To me, that's the dumb part. I also feel like he is just an asshole if you want this a complete asshole. I'm seeing all kind of okay, let me see what I'm saying. Do you have a Christmas tree up yet? I don't put up a Christmas tree 'cause I'm 38 and I don't have kids. So I don't see the need of a Christmas tree if you are a single person who live by yourself. Like, what's the point? Like, I buy my gifts and then I put them in my closet. Um, okay, feel better, Sam. Hey, Jason Brown. But yeah, see, no, I don't put up a tree. Other than that, who else was it? At least back with Lisa Ray. One Lisa Ray is going to be on Ayala Fix My Life. It's going to come on tomorrow. Her mom, her daughter. I feel like Lisa Ray has been needed somebody to fix her life for a long time. Lisa Ray has to think for herself. I feel like she says and does things under the guise of I'm being so real, so real. But I feel like she's probably so broken because how she defended this Rory Norton and saying how young birds should not have discussed whatever they had going on back in the day. But then for her and them ladies to be on their talk show on Fox Soul, and when they were speaking about whoever else, and then Lisa Ray brought up how, oh, I heard that Halle Berry, had, bad cooch or whatever. I'm like, you don't even know Halle Berry's cooch. Like, why would you bring up her bad cooch the week before you bring up how people should not discuss other folks' sexual situations? I feel like Lisa Ray like talking bad about people sometimes to make herself feel better because I'm like, what was Halle Berry like? She didn't even have anything to do with the situation. Hey, Julia, it was just dumb. I just did not get it because it didn't flow with the conversation for one, and even how Claudia then kind of doubled back, like what you said about Halle Berry. And then she reiterated how, well, I heard they said, saying this and that about how she can keep no man because she had bad cooch. And I'm like, but you single too, you can't keep no man either. Like your man left, you said Dwayne Martin. And it's just weird that people do that. Lisa Ray being one, because she then got defensive and brought up how, well, I didn't say that Halle had bad cooch. I said I heard this and that. I'm like, yeah, but Halle Berry was at home with her man chilling. What was the point of even bringing up Halle Berry in the first? Like, I just didn't get the point of it. You know what I'm saying? And then for Lisa Ray to get defensive and then brought a whole post on, I think it was on Twitter, where she was like, I didn't say this in the blogs and the gospel people is the ones who put 20 on 10. I'm like, no, you said what you said because you want to get attention or whatever. And you then get mad when someone called you out on your bullshit. And I'm like, just don't do that because of just shut up, Lisa Ray. Just shut up. And Halle Berry did respond also and so like, well, Lisa Ray, If you have questions on my coach, just ask my man. Is it Van Jones, Van Miller, Von somebody? I forgot who her man is, but he is who he is. Lisa Ray been getting toxic vibes. Hopefully, I hope y'all gonna do something. I don't know for what though. How do you really be chilling? Megan is a bad friend. We're not on Megan yet. You saying the rep? Well, because Lisa Ray herself, the Dwayne Martin part, Lisa Ray herself said on her what's it on? Whatever her like behind the scene life show was. What's that show whatever show that be on TV1. I think it's called Uncensored or whatever. She was one who said that, her husband, Dwayne Martin, got all close or whatever, and she blames him for kind of ruining their marriage a little bit more than what it was already ruined. But I feel like we don't know Lisa Ray for nothing besides being Diamond. Lisa Ray has been Diamond and everything and not much ever since Players Club or whatever. So I feel like Lisa Ray isn't a Halle Berry. Halle Berry has been in movies and has played different roles and is an established actress. I feel like Lisa Ray is like, the top rated C-list actress of Black cinema. You know what I'm saying? Players Club will always be a fan favorite movie. However, can anybody name any other movie she's been in besides Players Club, that Western, that was it a Western movie that she was in with Lil Kim and Stephanie Stacey Dash, and that was it. And she was the wife or the bride in the what's it called, The Woods? Not The Woods. In The Wood. Like, we don't know her for much else acting wise. I feel like she's always trying to keep herself attached in the fame of it all, but for no real reason or whatnot. We're gonna leave that be. I love the cartoon characters. Oh, yeah, I'm using cartoon characters for some reviews, mainly the ones on TLC, because TLC be acting funny all the time or whatnot. Sometimes it also be WeTV, so that's why for Love and Lock Up, I'm doing that for them too. But yeah, I pick and choose when I can and do use the pictures because again, I don't want my page to shut down. So it is not YouTube who is censoring the YouTubers. It's the network. So like a show that's on MTV would have to put a copyright on us. So it's not really YouTube doing it. YouTube is enforcing whoever says we use their content. You know what I'm saying? But that's that on that. Lisa seems to be the type of person who is tactful Lisa seems to be the type who is not tactful when she speaks. She is, and I feel like she also does it to the point to where she says, "Oh, it's because I'm trying to be real. I don't want to be fake." And so I'm not gonna fake it. It's like you don't have to be rude and just be, dumb about it or whatever. She will always be known as Diamond, and that's sad because she never really got outside of that character. Like, people always say how Gabrielle Union, who's been in tons of movies, but people have also said how she kind of acts one kind of way, even if she's a different character, it's still her, just differently. I feel like Gabrielle Union did what Lisa Ray tried to do because Gabrielle Union has made herself as an established actress. I'm saying she was able to do that, but I still do feel like I always see her as her, even when I enjoy her movies. I feel like Lisa Ray did Players Club and then never did much of nothing else. I mean, she was in videos, she did some modeling, you know what I'm saying? But she did the one TV show, whatever. But I feel like, she would never break out of the whole Diamond character. Right, The Wood. The Western movie, all of us was too, but she was, I won't say that. She was on Single Ladies, but it was still Lisa Ray. It was still Diamond just grew up and worked at a store. Lisa Ray will always be Diamond and whatever she plays on. Are you going to do Salt Lake City reviews? Probably no. I'm still watching, but I don't know if I'm going to review it anymore. It kind of gets on my nerves because it gets on my nerves to review. I don't have time to cuss some ladies out every week. It's not worth my energy. I reviewed the first episode. I watched the second episode and I reviewed it. I have not watched the third. And I feel like if I'm not pressed to watch a show, I'm down to not be pressed to review it. But that's just me. She was on a TV show with Dwayne. Oh, you brought that up already. You can be direct without being rude. I'm direct without being rude sometimes. But it is It just depends. Right, Gang and Rose, that's what it was called. Yeah, Lisa Ray, she just kind of gets on my nerves with that. I still feel like, yeah, she's an amazing black entertainer. We won't take that away from her, but I feel like sometimes she put her foot in her mouth and then she backtracks and make excuses as to why other people who heard what she said shouldn't feel how they feel about what she said. But I'm like, but you on a show talking about people. Like, so people gonna people gonna feel some kind of way about what you say, and that kind of gets on my nerves or whatever. Um, Dave Chappelle did a like 18, almost 19 minutes um comedy not a comedy I'll say comedy special, whatever. It was on his IG, it was called Unforgiven. And one of the JayBirds actually sent it to me on IG. I can't remember who it is right now. And when I watched it, I was like, this is what I feel like Kevin Hart should have done with, excuse me, no fuck is given. But I feel like Kevin still gives a fuck. So he can't be that free with his comedy. They would have spoke about, it was a whole storyline about, coming in between a man making his money, not realizing that, the game is rigged all around you. You have to realize who is in cahoots with who, even if they seem like they spectators or whatever. You have to realize that people will take from you and they will take it not caring that is wrong. You know what I'm saying? People won't pay you for what you worth. And as he spoke about these different instances in his life about, being younger and, an older comedian taking one of his jokes at 15 and how he was playing three card Monte, not realize that the spectators were in on the whole trick of it all. And all these things led up to, the whole Netflix thing. And, not even really Netflix. It was more the was it CBS or Viacom, whoever owned Chappelle show that used to be on Comedy Central, how they sold Chappelle show to these different streaming services, and they never paid Dave. And if you're watching it on the service or whatever, he isn't getting paid for that. So he did a little special bringing up how, I'm not saying boycott Netflix. I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying boycott whatever other streaming services that, the Chappelle show is on. What I'm saying is just don't watch that show. You know what I'm saying? Don't watch that show until the networks who sold it to them pay me for what I'm worth. And I'm like, you know what? I liked how he did it, how he called out who he called out, how he made it entertaining, even though watching it for the whole 18 minutes, it may not have been a laughing comedy special or whatever, but it was still entertaining to listen to. And I feel like the reason Kevin Hart's No Fuck Is Given was, it got such half and half reviews, was because I think people expected there's no holds bar comedy going in, a la Raw with Eddie Murphy, at Dave Chappelle with Unforgiven, or even 843 and 46 was the last one. But these raw comedy specials where the people the comedian gives you this unfiltered truth about whatever is going on in life. And I felt like Dave had that I don't give a fuck, no fucks given mindset. I think Dave was finally free of giving a fuck. And in a way, Kevin still gives a fuck. Kevin still does not want to offend people. Kevin will pick and choose who he offends, and Kevin will pick and choose who he's willing to make fun of as a joke. Dave has moved past that, and I wish Kevin would. I posted on my IG, like I wish, or maybe my Twitter. I wish Kevin was at a level of freedom in his comedy that Dave is in, and Dave going on and telling people like, "Don't watch my show." You know what I'm saying? Watch out for this and that. I really wish Kevin would do that. I do find Kevin funny. I do. I like him in his movies. I watched the special. I just didn't laugh much on the special. I laughed like twice. And I felt like he was giving a fuck as he was talking. He wrote specific jokes that he felt like would make it seem as if he don't care. Well, I mean, your kids being spoiled with you and their mama not being able to afford, a private plane. Okay. That's fine. But I felt like he left so much out that it didn't make any sense. And the title "No Fuck Given" to me was misleading because you gave a couple fucks. And even though now he's doing all these videos and these IG and Twitter posts, whatever, saying how he don't get no fuck or whatever, he don't care if some people don't like it. You do care because if people who don't care don't say anything. When you really don't get no fucks, you might make one statement about something and you leave it be because you don't care. But he's made multiple conversational posts about how much of a fuck he doesn't give. Well, that seems a little bit fuckish. You give some fucks about that or whatnot. So it is weird. That Kevin Hart slept through it, and even the irresponsible tour. Not the irresponsible one. I laughed. I laughed at that one. I just did not laugh at this one too much. The Netflix special was also corny. I slept through it as well. Kevin comedy walks the fine line of staying PC for white folk and right. Britt Marr said it perfectly. Kevin Hart's comedy walks the line of staying PC for white folk, and Chappelle don't get no fuck. That is very, very, very true. Very, very true. It's crazy that he wasn't paid what he was worth. And the thing about with Dave Chappelle and the Chappelle show is it wasn't even the streaming services who did that to him. It was the network who sold the show to the streaming platforms, whatever. And Netflix, of course, as we now know, took the show down because they working with Dave. Dave bring people out to watch his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because Dave's specials are more than just he talks through things and it just happens to be funny. You know what I'm saying? And the way he story tells is amazing. I don't want people to think, I said that also too. I don't think that Kevin needs to be like Dave or tell jokes like Dave, but I feel like he needs to not get no fucks like Dave. And I feel like if he did, there's a room in the world of comedy for him to still be Kevin Hart, but be Kevin Hart who really is not giving no fucks. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what makes me accurate. I'm like, you give some fucks, Kevin. You really, really do. I'm sorry, but some comedians are naturally funny, but not Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart at one point was funny. I think as he got more and more popular, as more and more controversial things happened to him, Kevin Hart is a business. You know what I'm saying? He has his production company, he's a movie star, whatever. It's a multiple thing that he employs more people. Not saying Dave Chappelle don't have that same level of work ethic or whatever. Dave Chappelle is just at a different level than Kevin is. And I feel like Dave employs people as well. But Dave also is to a point where you can't tell me what not to say because I'm going to say it. And Kevin's the point where, well, tell me what I can't say and I'll figure out how to say it in my own way. You know what I'm saying? And by saying it in my own way, I might not say it at all. I'll allude to it a little bit or I'll allude to something like it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to offend A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And I feel like as a comedian, those are people who there's this thin line between being inappropriate and offensive and being funny. And I feel like Dave was always at that line, but he never crosses it. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, that's just me. Kevin will never have a raw special kind of show. He's not that dang funny. Tease they on. Kevin couldn't keep my attention for anything. Jokingly calling his daughter a hoe was enough for me not to watch. See, this is the difference about what he said and what it was meant. This is why I can agree with Kevin. Kevin didn't call his daughter a whore. Kevin said his daughter was doing whole life activities. That was a joke. If no one can understand that there are people who are young who do things that are hoish, then you are just kind of ignoring the fact that there are hoes in the world. Him saying my daughter was talking to one guy one week and every week his teenage daughter was talking to a different boy, that is whole like joking in the joking world. That's whole like behavior. You know what I'm saying? So as a comedian, I got what he meant. I giggled at that because I got that joke. I think so many people focus on he called his daughter a whore, and that ain't what he did. Because you can't, you have to sometimes read past what your ears hear and get, what he meant was, okay, she talking to the different dudes, different dude, okay, and then That's what hoes do. It's a joke. But I didn't get from that him calling his daughter a whore at all. But I got the joke. Everybody gonna get the joke. That's just me. I skipped over a whole bunch of stuff. My comments late because I'm playing back all this worst stuff. But yeah, so Kevin Hart's Kevin Hart, but everybody will have their opinion. Some people watch this special and they laugh at every joke. I didn't. So um each person has to see it how they see it. I just see things differently. I didn't laugh about other stuff, but I did giggle at that when I thought about it. Um, but I'm happy that Dave Chappelle was able to bring up what he needed to bring up. Um, Housewives of Atlanta. The whole thing with Tanya Sams quitting the show allegedly mid-season because of the whole stripper gate. Maybe someone slept with stripper, whatever. I'm not surprised. Tanya has always said that she did not want to be a main housewife because you have to put in so many hours of filming when you're an actual peach holder. So she stayed in front of the show. But at the same time, she was also a person who did not want to get caught up in the BS of it all because she like I have a whole life outside of this particular show. So I wasn't surprised that once she, was involved in a whole maybe Tanya cheated on her man with a stripper and she don't like it. I'm not surprised she left. Some people don't need the housewife show. Some people is really on it just to have fun and when you're out on there just to have fun, you don't want it to ruin your real life. That's the reason to leave. So I really get that she left because like I don't have time for the BS. Other folks want to be on it. Other folks don't mind having to fuss and fight and be drama filled or whatever because that's what they do. I always felt like Tanya would not do that, but I loved her on the show. I think she was great on the show, but again, she left because she wanted to. And then I want to touch on the whole Megan Thee Stallion um, Kelsey situation. Now, I don't know who Kelsey is. I know that she is close friends with Meg. They were best friends at one point in time. And when the whole Meg Tory shooting thing happened, Meg and Kelsey stopped being cool. They stopped talking. They stopped talking to each other. We did not see them together anymore. And there was clearly a division of friendship within there. Neither one of them spoke of the other one at all. Really, it wasn't until Meg did the who shot was not who shot you shots fired on her album that she was saying things about Tori. She was saying things about Kelsey that Kelsey, I guess, got upset. Then she went live and said how Meg was the one out here messing with people. Meg was the one who supposedly messed with Tori after she had messed with him. This is my issue that I had with Kelsey then coming out with a diss record response to Meg. Tori is a rapper. Tori put out a whole album about what happened. Bam. Meg is a rapper. Meg put out a song about what happened. Bam. Kelsey ain't a rapper or a singer to my knowledge. I felt like, why did you put out music about something? She has the right to feel how she feels, but I don't like it when people who don't rap be out here rapping. I'm like, but you don't rap, mama. That ain't what you do. That ain't. It's like, are you looking for attention? And also her saying how Meg kind of moved foul in one way or the other. If you didn't have any issue with her I'll say backtrack there, with Meg messing with Tori after you did before the shooting, what's the point of bringing it up now? Y'all was cool, period. I don't like when people accept things in private, hang out with you or whatever, it ain't no issue. Then y'all fall out, and all of a sudden, all the things that had already happened that you were cool with being around with, oh, nah, it's the issue. Nah, Meg ain't shit because she did this and this. But you had already accepted that you be hanging out with her. And I feel like that's what, in my opinion, makes Kelsey flaw. Even if Meg put out this, Meg is a rapper, and Meg did not put out a diss record about Kelsey. She mentioned it because, again, things were happening behind the scenes. But Meg is a rapper. Kelsey should have did what she did. Kelsey should have came out and said what she said. My thing is, when you put out a diss record and you're not an artist, you're looking for attention. You know what I'm saying? No one said that she can't feel like she feel like what Meg said, but she's not a rapper. She's not an artist. when you do things like that, it makes you look suspect and like you're looking for attention. And that's what I see from how Kelsey moved. Again, you cannot accept what I've done to you as a friend and still be my friend. And then be like, okay, now we didn't stop being friends. Now I have an issue with what you did back when we were still cool. That's what I don't get and don't like. Kelsey was best friend before the fame. True. She was a friend before the fame. So if that's the case, when Meg messed with Tori after Kelsey did, and Kelsey didn't have an issue with it, Kelsey was still hanging out with Meg. Then they were still hanging out up until the shooting. So my thing is, Meg had been messing with Tori. Kelsey had accepted it. Okay? She had accepted it and was still friends with her. You can't then come out after that and then say, but you did this, you were still flawed, but you still hung. If someone don't do something that I don't like, we can't be friends. I can't be cool with you accepting what you did. I cannot stop accepting it after I feel as if, oh, okay, now you said something about me. I think that's dumb. I don't get that. You missing a lot. Meg and her friends were constantly sending threats and blogs, wasn't showing that they was harassing that girl. If they were doing stuff in private that I can't see, then how do I know it's true? Did Kelsey put out some text messages? Did Kelsey put out some proof? If I'm beefing, if me and Karla beefing, y'all would never know. We not and never will be. But if me and my best friend beefing, and even if half of my friends beefing with whatever, it's not gonna get out. It isn't, because it just won't because I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And friends have issues, but again, my point is, Kelsey didn't say shit about being upset with Meg messing around with Tori until now, even though it had already happened. And if in private Kelsey and Meg was beefing, then they beefing. Can't nobody tell me that Kelsey wasn't saying shit to Meg, because Kelsey seemed, as she said, I'm about that life. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm a hustler. She bought that life, so she not know. You can say itty bitty. I'm gonna say quiet. They're gonna harass and attack me. No, I really believe Kelsey was standing up for herself because she seems like a strong woman. My point is, Kelsey's looking for attention too because of the situation. It does not mean that Meg was not flawed. She fucked Tori behind Kelsey, but I mean, y'all obviously squashed it because y'all still was cool. It's just kind of crazy. This has been going on for months, and the girl just now standing up for herself. If you say so, Meg's friends keep picking at that girl too. Honey, okay. Kelsey should have just done it right. My point exactly. Kelsey should have did an interview and call Meg out. My issue is this: you are not an artist. There's no reason for you to ever make a diss song. You're not. When you do that, you look like you. That's what makes her look like she wanted some clout, because she waited till after the fact. She then made a diss song, which she had ready, produced, and ready to release, and then she's gonna bring up things that she had already accepted that Meg had done. It doesn't mean Meg not flawed. It also means that so is Kelsey. You know what I'm saying? We do not know when Kelsey found out about Meg and Tori. She knew. She knew. So, and look, people gonna have their opinion. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's your opinion. I have mine. And in my opinion, they both flawed. They two friends who fell out over a little boy. For what? It's dumb. About to find the pool gathering, and that's what possibly led to the shooting. Tori and Meg have been hanging out before that. So I don't get that. The whole back and front situation is very annoying. They both were supposed to smash the same man, and they need to go and not talk about it. Friends who have beef don't need to take their beef to the public. So as I said, they both flawed. Meg flawed, and so is Kelsey. My point is, Kelsey not no innocent bystander. Oh my God, Meg did her something wrong, and they did like they kids. Meg is what, 25? The things that you do at 23 to 28, should be wiped from, from your record because you make dumbass mistakes. And not only that, Meg out here in the street by herself and not making excuses for her. But I mean, both, I'm pretty sure both Kelsey and Meg have done some dumbass shit in their life. It is what it is. But I feel like Kelsey making a diss song to me was stupid. I'm like, a diss record. I'm like, did she rap? What's going on? Girl, I don't know what happened. It was just weird to me. It's all over the internet how her friend kept picking on Kelsey, but she talk about picking black women, but threatened that girl. So y'all think Kelsey didn't? Okay. People like to pick sides. People sometimes have issues not seeing that two people can be wrong at the same time. Again, no one can convince me that Meg had friends picking on Kelsey and Kelsey just sat there and didn't say nothing back. I feel like they were friends who was arguing over Tory little ass. My thing is, I don't see how Kelsey and Meg beefing when someone shot Meg. That's girl. They usually just not talk about each other. I feel like certain times there's no point to go back and forth. It isn't, but you know what? Not going back and forth comes with age and growth and maturity. And some people aren't mature enough or haven't been through enough in life to see two sides of a coin. And I've been through enough in life to see two sides of a coin. And I always can say you can't blame one person all the time. Sometimes two people did something dumb. And that's kind of what it is. But I don't feel like Kelsey did not know that Megan Tory was doing whatever with each other. I feel like she know and she was okay with it because again, Meg is her famous best friend. It wasn't until Meg then got shot. She felt as if Meg did not defend her in the blogs, but Meg didn't say much of nothing because she brought up how you could have spoke up from your defending me. So she was mad about that, and that's cool to feel. But again, say all of that in the interview. She could have went on any radio station, any blog, people, whatever, and got paid for a full-fledged interview of her story. But no, she made a diss song. I don't like when people make diss songs and they're not no artists. They just Meg to be wrong only. Right, and I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Meg was right entirely. I'm not saying Kelsey was wrong entirely. I'm saying they both did something dumb. But people are like, oh, well, Meg's friend was going after Kelsey. If you think Kelsey was not saying nothing back, then you a little bit gullible, boo-boo. Love you anyway, but you can't. People fussing back and forth. No one can play innocent. You know, I'm gonna leave that there. Hell, I'm sure she could have been on Red Table Talk. She needed to say something. Kelsey did a whole live and said everything she wanted to say. My issue is following that up with a diss record against your former best friend, and you are not a rapper. It's clout chasing at its fullest. Because you could have said everything in that rap in an interview. Okay, you had to sit down, find a writer to ghostwrite you some stuff or whatever. I'm like, girl, Someone tells me the sex tape that's being held over Kelsey's head has Megan in it. It might. They could have been. They could have both been fucking him at the same time. Again, things you do and say in your early 20s should be wiped clean from your slate. Okay, but people keep looking at Meg. Meg is a young girl who has not much family, and she's in the rap business. Like she gonna make tons of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But what you want is you want people to understand. I'm fucking up right now. I'll be better later, but don't start picking sides. They both was wrong. Period. I don't. Why do you want to fuck Tori? Tori is nasty. It's sad to see them as like women go at each other over his short ass and Ronnie. And right, it's like they going at each other, but Meg went at Kelsey and at Tori. And I think the reason I don't know the reason Meg went at Kelsey. That's it. Or it could be because her and Kelsey was beefing before the shooting or whatever. Who knows? And it's also this saga just keeps going and going and going. And it won't ever stop. And because people will keep picking sides, and picking sides and picking sides. Like even when Kelsey did a little interview, Meg and her new best friends was on, either IG or whatever, but for what? Meg, go sit down somewhere and make the music. Like, Meg should not feed into the bullshit of Kelsey. Now, I do think Meg may come out with this record back, but she can because she's a rapper. That's something like, why would you, as a non-rapper, want to make a diss record at a rapper who can actually rap? Because when Meg put out a song that's at you, that will gain traction. It's just dumb. When friendships end, it says a lot about the person they split. Look, I have had friends. I told y'all before one time, I had a friendship with a girl who I know for a fact was cheating on her husband. This was years ago. I knew for a fact that she was cheating on her husband. And when her husband came looking for information, I was like, I don't know nothing. And we were not cool. Like we were beefing. I don't know nothing. She was faithful as hell, bro. She was always faithful because that's not my MO. I can't do that to people. Even people I don't like. I don't really have people I don't like though. People I don't like, I don't deal with. So I guess I'm different that way. But I don't have time to be out here sharing secrets of friends because we may not be cool no more. Because I would not want them to do that to me. Like if I had your secret they would die with me. Okay, in the grave all the way down. It's just dumb. My sister just told me Kelsey's song was trash. I mean, it was. Had she said it in an interview, it wouldn't have been trash. But because she tried to rap and she's not a rapper, that's what made it trash. I would have listened to her more had she just gave her statement and said whatever she said. When you rap it, now I'm judging your rapping skills and you can't rap. You're a little bit off beats, okay? And then to do the whole, who shot your beat? Okay, you not Biggie. And you and Megan are not Tupac and Biggie. No one would care about this beef in a year. We still talk about Pac and Biggie to this day. To this day. But no one is going to care a year from now about what happened with Meg and her fuck her best friend. We ain't going to care at all, okay? This just adds to the question we all have the same about the situation. Anyway, I think that's my last original piece on stuff that was in the blogs or whatnot. I don't think it's not been much. Yeah, we got the president up out of here. He gone. So that part we can leave that be. So if y'all have questions, please put the word question. If not, we're gonna end this. We've been on here for 42 minutes already. So I'll give y'all a couple seconds to put in questions or not. And if not, I'm gonna end this because I'm trying to pull up the Jasmine brand, and my throat is dry. But I don't think much else has happened recently. They're not friends, by the way. Well, I think they're not no more. Meg that's in the song first. Meg is a rapper. I think she's going at Kelsey because she knows the entire truth. You never know. My last comment about this because I'm not a fan. So somebody brought up how I have 300 bottles of water. No, I have 288 bottles of water. Don't judge me. My last comment about this because I'm not a fan of either, but certain people from my past will never get my energy because some people can get this smoke. I agree. Look, I am a very much so evolved the old JayLee, was about their life. At any given moment, at any given time, at any given location. And I got to a point to where now, like, I don't have haters or enemies or like people who like I'm beefing with. I'm looking like I'm 38 years old. What I look like beefing with a bitch? Like for what? Like I gotta go work in the morning. Everything well not tomorrow, but that's just not my life. And that's why I say we can't look at people who are in their that are in their early or mid 20s as if they're adults. Because you're really not an adult until your 30s. Because you don't realize the shit you do before is like stupid. Like it's dumb, And I kind of leave it be. Truth's been dragged out. Like, it's been this shooting happened in July, and there are more questions about what happened or what led up to it that no one will answer, and that's stupid. And I just I don't get it. I don't really care. But Grace of Love come on tonight. I believe it does. I'm not sure. What do you think about Michael B. Jordan possibly dating Lori Harvey? Lori Harvey is a succubus. Okay, she is a succubus. She is a water siren who just sucks some in. I don't want her dating Michael B because I feel like, I just don't. At the same time, if he likes shared cooch, let him like. I don't. I'm not gonna whole shame her. I'm gonna say this: a lot of male people, actors, rappers, whoever, date different people. They date different women all the time or whatnot. And we be like, oh, it's what it is. So I don't want to make it seem as if just because she's out here dating around, that means she's a whore. I don't think that. But I do feel like um, she moves around frequently. And as long as she uses protection, that's on her. I just don't know how real I think the dating situation could be. I don't like when we see two people we see two people together, like, oh, they were both on the same plane flying together. And it can't be they just friends. Like it can't be that, time is tough. She ain't got no job. Like Lori Harvey does not have no job. She can't afford the things she probably used to afford. Maybe he a friend who helped her get to her next appointment. I don't know. But um I think Michael Jordan is very, very attractive. I like his bone structure. I think he's gorgeous. I think she's a beautiful woman. She's a banging body, but they could be friends. Like I don't want to say, oh, they dated because they seen two. They were just seen getting off a plane. That was really it. I mean, I'm like, girl, bye. Um, I already discussed Tracy's hack tweets in the beginning. I already discussed Tanya Sam leaving housewives. um, Maybe you answer your Braxton from the question review, but what do you think about Tawana Braxton? I don't know her, but I mean, something about Tawanda doesn't give me snake vibes, but sneaky, but not even sneaky in a bad way, just sneaky. Just like she's mysterious, you never know what angle she's coming from, and I feel like she's dating that dude Sean because Sean gives me the same vibes. Like I don't know if they're good or bad. Like, it's they somewhere in the middle. Um, After she said she'll defend Megan and she paid her, I didn't want to hear nothing else from her. I'd be like, it was what it was. I think it's weird. Again, I'm tired of the whole Meg, Kelsey, Tory shooting, Jenner. I'm tired of it all. Because it's pointless. It's like if you're not gonna say what happened, then don't talk at all. That's how I feel about any situation. If you cannot speak on what happened, do not speak about it at all. Period. Because it's as simple as did you shoot Meg Kelsey? No, I did not. Tori did. Okay, boom. If no one can say that, then I don't care. And if Tori can't say, well, I didn't shoot her, but these are the holes, and I don't have time. It just seems too much. It kind of gets on my nerves, right? People be assuming stuff, and then they, especially people, you can't see people with someone and think they fucking. That's kind of nasty, because I mean, it's just dumb. I just be like, let them live. The real host face. I'm gonna read through. I'm gonna do 12 more minutes. The real host face backlash for saying it's not right for people to have access to TikTok while in jail. Why? Why does people in jail have access to social media? Like, why do people in jail need access to TikTok? Like, why are you in prison TikTok it? Like, y'all didn't do a damn. It's weird. I don't get why people feel people in jail. Jail is a punishment. Jail is supposed to be rehab. Jail is supposed to be something that you are not out here on social media doing things. I think people in jail should have access to a computer or a tablet, you know what I'm saying, for stuff. But I don't think they should be on, like, Inmate, 765-321 should not have a TikTok. He shouldn't, or she, or they, or them. I don't know what they identify as. What I do know is that's stupid. And for people to make it seem as if that is not fair, they are humans, but they're in prison. Okay? Some people in prison are horrible people. There are a lot, there are a lot of horrible people in prison. And at the same time, there are a lot of innocent people in prison. There are a lot of people who just made mistakes in prison. There are a plethora of things that people in prison are in there for. Now they want to have to where, okay, if you are in jail for a speeding ticket, if you are in jail because you didn't pay, child support, if you maybe not child support, let's not say that, but if you are in there for something that did not affect a human being, maybe let them like scroll Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Maybe let them. There should be a prison Twitter, or there should be a prison, social media handle that all the prisoners can only see whoever that prison's following. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they should. But I don't feel like anybody in prison should be in there like just, saying, body. They shouldn't be body, yada, and they shouldn't, for what? You're in prison. You're a criminal. Sit down somewhere, get your meal, go to the rec area, watch television, lift some weight, and then go to bed. Go to bed over there. Okay, it's just dumb. They have, look. um, I used to be on Glide because Glide. Why was I on Glide? I don't know, but Glide was like a little app or whatever where you can like just meet people and whatnot. And there were so many people, so many dudes in prison on Glide, and I was so confused. Like, how are they on this? How? What's going on? I've seen people on IG in prison before. I've got messages people. I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. They should you. It's just weird. I also get how you don't want people in prison for 18 years and then they get out and they have no idea how the world works. So you have them, on computers or whatever to let them see how things will be once they get out. But they don't need to be on Tinder. They don't need to be on any dating sites at all. Okay. Now I know that there are specific prison dating websites because I watch Love at the Lockup, but I feel like why y'all on TikTok? For what? For who? Why y'all in prison doing dance routines? I'm like, girl, I cannot. My cousin be going live on Instagram and he in jail. Your cousin needs to go. Your cousin need to be in the hole, okay? Because he or she should not be on there. Whatever. Jail shouldn't continue to have distractions. They should be in school. Press some license plates. Make me a sweater. Okay, give me some clothing toward for cheap. It's something I don't know. So many wrongfully incarcerated, and they're too long for the crown. So for that reason, I disagree. That's fine. As I said, there should be a reason to who gets access to social media and why. Okay. If you in jail for a speeding ticket, you won't even be in there that long. Like you should not even get access to social media unless you're gonna be in prison for longer than 6 months. Anyone who's gonna be in prison for let's say a year or less. If you have a year or less, okay, you can have access to some social media thing because you didn't do too much of nothing or whatever. But if you in there for gun charges, killing charges, raping charges, kidnapping, they don't need for what? For what? No. You go to rehab around there, leave us be and whatnot. I believe it's provided because the inmates pay for it. The prisons are making more money off prisoners. Look, if the prisoner want to pay for TikTok, they should not get TikTok. For what? I don't get the point of it. Because at that point, can't they get beaten up? Because if one prisoner had TikTok, he paid for it, and the killing prisoner don't have TikTok because he can't pay for whatever. Now the killing prisoner gonna kill the raping prisoner, and then we got a killer girl. It's just seems too much. I won't do that. So they can look but not post. That's what you mean? Yeah, like they should be able to see stuff. see what you should not be posting from prison, not from your cell, not the cell box. No, I don't want it. It's saying too much. But if I have anything else to keep me rowdy, motherfuckers, I know my childhood friend of mine, well, two childhood friends are in jail. One for life, and one got like a few more years left or whatever. But they have school stuff. They have stuff they can do or whatnot. I just don't get the point of giving social. Why social media? It's just weird to me. I'd be like, it's just saying too much. Some people want to communicate with their loved ones on SM. No, well, at least here in Michigan, we have JPay. You can send. You don't even have to write letters anymore. You can like send like a little message or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I know when my cousin was in jail in Georgia, they gave them like iPods to do all that with. So I feel like they should be able to communicate with their families. Like you should be able to like video chat your mama. You know what I'm saying? Or send a message to your dad or whoever. But you should not be able to be on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, none of that. Because none of that has anything to do with you communicating with family. Prison is supposed to take you away from your life. To say you sit down some damn where and go to bed. Okay, you can't be taken away from your life, sit down somewhere and go to bed if you're too busy on TikTok. That's what I think. Because it's just stupid. There wouldn't be a luck. With no luck, the websites that people on there use isn't social media like that. It's like it's just an actual dating website, which is still weird if you ask me. I'm like, y'all be doing a team too much. I wouldn't. I don't. I just think it's dumb, and I don't know how else to tell people like you should not be able to be on, TikToking from prison, not from cell block C. A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. It's just too much for me. I don't like it because it just seems stupid. Like I don't have time for that. Anyway, I don't think nothing else happened. I even care about truthfully. Because and my throat hurt and I gotta still get ready to do all these shows today. But I enjoyed chit chatting with all of you all this whole time and whatnot. I believe I answered all the questions that I was able to see, and some that I could not see. I'm just like I couldn't think it was too much. But I will talk to y'all later. I will try to do this again before a month from now. Because it's so much going on. Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Be safe around here. Drink all your water. Get you some cocktails or whatever. I always say all the time, like, don't send your cooch through a text or whatever. Don't do that. Send your breast and don't cover up your face. Okay, that's my tip for everybody. And it's okay to have a lot of water in your house because again, you may get thirsty. And friend told me I got 12 packs. Don't judge me, judge yourself. Okay. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Gotta go. Bye bye. No, where's the goddamn end button? Where's? Oh, I found it. Okay. Peace.